So I'm back out of it again now. I must have spent the best part of an hour in there because after I had my pancakes and tea, I hung about a bit to do some gold listing. In fact, I did about 60 lines. I got a kind of like second wind and really did quite a lot of it for a restaurant sit. Nobody was hurrying me. In fact, by the time I came out, there was only one other client there, so there wasn't any pressure on seats or anything. It'd be harder to justify just sitting there gold listing if you finished your food and are just drinking tea slowly, just to gold list. Sometimes I find that odd, random places like that, if you're feeling in a good mood because you're in a nice place, one of your favourite places, it's actually very good for learning purposes. Anyway, let me just catch up with what I was saying just before I went in there. This will all be put up probably as a sort of series, because I think I had about 40 minutes on the last one, so that's 2 or 3 uploads anyway, if I carry on doing it the way I have been doing it, which is basically 10-minute slots, although at first I didn't used to do it that way. Guys, come on, let me go across. It is after all a level crossing, rather a pedestrian crossing, like that. So not having anybody pushing me off it. The watch people here, that's your kind of, what's it now? It's 8 o'clock, isn't it? So there you go. Unfortunately, one of my telephones has completely gone dead, and that's the one I get my emails on in Russia, the one that's actually working with a Russian SIM card and with Russian roaming for data. Don't do it on my own private one, which is Polish, so I don't know if there's a lot of work waiting for me or not so much, but hopefully not that much. But can't wait for tomorrow morning. So that gives me a chance to really have a decent walk. The last few days have been 3.4 yesterday kilometres, which is obviously under the 5.5 average I'm looking for, and 2.4 yesterday, 3.4 the day before that, and 3.7 the day before that. So if you take that as in total, that comes to 4 plus 4 plus 7 equals 1.5, plus 3 plus 3 plus 2, 9.5, isn't it? So it's 9, and it comes to about 9.5 over 3 days, which is really very low. That should have been a 15 just to be on 5, and to be on 5.5 that should have been 16.5. It's 9.5. So as you can see, I'm 7 under for those 3 days, 7 kilometres under. I had a nice first day of the month because I got over 10 that first day of the month. And unfortunately, you see how I've filmed this before, but ambulances can't even get through the crowd. Really shocking. That's the second time I'm filming this really rather disturbing phenomenon. And basically, okay, so that gives me almost like a double 5.5 at the beginning, but I'm now, for those 3 days I was well 7 down, isn't it, over the, or yeah, 7 down over the 3 days, which means that today, apart from doing 5.5 today, which I've done over 4.5 now, I should do another 7, or 7 minus the 5 is at least 2. That would get me on roughly on track for being an average of 5.5, but I'd rather still be ahead, so that means really going another 3 kilometres, which is as much as I was talking before and then some. Well, like I say, it's a nice warm evening, so it's no big imposition to do it. And that's all in English up there. Sail, 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 sail. and even if I run out of things to say here with in the chat with you, because I think I said I got a lot of stuff off my chest that I wanted to have a chat about before. Also, the light's not as good as it was at the beginning because it was dark anyway to the human eye, but still good enough for the camera. Right now, it's not so brilliant. But still, we can see some things. This particular block isn't all that interesting as far as things to see are concerned. Now, this is where you have the cars going up and then turning left onto Sheremetevskaya ulica, and that's the way to get up to my flat up that way. So if I were to walk it, well, I suppose that's about, well, it's less than 5 kilometres, so therefore that would be the plan, and that would get me in about 9:30, I suppose. So that would be a decent plan for walking it. Nothing wrong with trying that, I think. Interesting Yamaha on that side. I think it's Motorbikes. Can't really see which Yamaha it is. I think it's motorbike Yamaha rather than keyboards. I'm not sure I'd be attracted to buying a motorbike to go around Moscow in. First of all, they're too nickable, and also they're not really weather compliant. And indeed, you don't see many in the Russian winter going around Moscow. You don't see that many motorbikes. You see a few in summer, and if motorbikes are the sort of thing where you can slip over and basically find yourself on the road, you don't want to have that happen in Moscow, because you've got cars driving like maniacs, hurtling down roads. You regularly get accidents, and they just can't brake for you. So that's it, you're going to get squashed if you do fall off your bike in the winter. Bit of chipped granite there, unfortunately. He's probably going to take it away and recycle it by cutting it into smaller pieces for other orders of work services. Once you've got the corner chopped off it like that, it's not much good. No, you could always stick something in and then turn it around so that that bit's in the far corner, but it's not what people usually want to do. Maybe that's what he's going to do, I don't know. This person's managing to rub his tyre against the pavement. It might be pleasant to take the this way of crossing the road, but I'd have to hurry up to get to it because it's red now. Bear with me. Can't talk and run at the same time. Oh, 40. That's not so difficult. After those pancakes, it's not what I want to be doing. But the thing is, I can go up the street which is parallel to. This is the area called Marina Rosha, which apparently I can't pronounce in Russian properly. Everybody tells me to say it a different way, and I can't even hear the difference. So therefore, since that doesn't happen to me often, I assume that Marina Rosha is one of the hardest things to say properly in Russian. So 16 before this turns. Then I can go up a parallel street. I think that might be the first Marina Rosha street. And it's parallel to that street, which is the main Sheremetevskaya street with the trams and everything on it. But it's also a busy one, so therefore makes more sound. I can go across two at once this way. That's useful. 6, 5, 4. Maybe it's worth a slight hurry. 1, 0. Nothing's coming anyway. So, oh, it's called Oktyabrskaya ulica, October Street. October isn't just a month in Russia, of course. It's a whole idea. The idea being revolution, the October Revolution, and the Octoberist people They were the revolutionaries. So Oktyabrskaya ulica, it doesn't mean to say it looks particularly nice in the month of October. Maybe it does, I don't know. Hard to tell. There's a... oh, you can't see that, but I don't think you can see it, but it says Detskaya Kniga. So it looks like it's a publishing shop or a print house for making children's books, which is nice. Got a few Russian children's books for my kids. Sophie had a few more, the younger ones that really go a bundle on them, but Sophie had a few and she can read Cyrillics okay. So there we go. Whew.